Hey, I'm Rob Olson. I'm the Managing Director of the Manitoba Wildlife Federation, and I want to give you a few tips today about how to do one of my favorite things in the outdoors, and that's rattling antlers to attract whitetail bucks. Okay, the first thing you're going to need to attract a whitetail buck by rattling antlers is antlers. And there's different kinds of antlers that you can use to rattle with. You can use store-bought synthetic antlers. You can use something called a rattle bag from the store it's a bag with some pieces of plastic you rub together, sounds like antlers. To me, one of the best things you can use are real whitetail antlers. I love shed hunting, so a lot of you will know the whitetails drop their antlers in the wintertime, and I love looking for them and finding shed antlers. And to me, the best thing you can do is find a couple of antlers from the same side of a whitetail buck, because they lay together nicely like this. And rattling is aggressive, and I'm going to show you how to do it in a second, but you're going to be rattling these together like so, and the tines will come through and you can kind of hit your hands. It can be painful if you don't do it right. I'm going to show you a bit more about that. One of the best things you can do though is have a couple of antlers from the same side of a deer. Hey, you could saw these off an old buck rack in your garage that grandpa shot, it doesn't matter. But two from the same side is really advantageous because of the way they lay together, and that way the antler tines don't push through and mash your hands as much. Okay, the other really important thing about rattling antlers is you got to cut off the brow tines. The brow tines get in the way, and actually the brow tines will hit your hands and hurt you. So I sawed these brow tines off and then kind of ground them down to make them smooth, because we're going to be rattling a lot and you want this to be as comfortable as possible and you don't want it to hurt your hands. Definitely get yourself a good pair of gloves as well. It'll make it much more comfortable. Okay, before I show you how to rattle these, the biggest tip I can give you of all is time of year. All game calling comes down to timing. Timing's everything in life, right? And it's the same with rattling whitetails. In the summertime, in August, when archery season's open, the bucks are happy, friendly, they're getting along, they're in bachelor groups, they're chilling out there, eating, they're buddies. As you get into October, that starts to break down, because it starts to become time to compete for the ladies. And when that starts to happen, usually around just after Thanksgiving. So prime time for rattling is about when muzzleloading season opens, the third Monday in October, up to about the first week of November. That's when you really want to get out there and rattle these antlers. That's your best chance for success for timing. Okay, next positioning tip. So I'm sitting here right now, I have the wind in my face, and in front of me is a large forest full of big bucks. The first thing is you got to be where there's bucks. If they can't hear you rattling the antlers, they're not coming. I know there's bucks here. There's piles of scrapes. I know they're in here. Wind's in my face, okay? So they can't smell me in there. The wind's coming this way. You don't ever fool a whitetail's nose. Ever. Not ever. Not going to happen. So the wind's blowing this way. They cannot smell me in there. Most importantly, when you rattle, they're going to try to circle downwind of you to smell what you are. And behind me is wide open field, so they can't do that. So I'm in a perfect position here to get these bucks coming to these antlers tonight.